In this video, I'll be ranking all new Mega Evolutions that were revealed for Pokémon Legends ZA. I'm going to rank them in order from when they were revealed, so we'll start with Dragonite first. So, Mega Dragonite. This form is supposed to highlight Dragonite's kind and elegant side, and which it does for sure, but you can see from most of these Pokemon down here that their whole design changed, and it truly looks like they evolved again. However, Mega Dragonite looks like it got some accessories and Game Freak just called it a day. I do think its design was in the right direction, as it fits Dragonite's personality, but it looks more like a fusion of Dragonair and Dragonite rather than an evolution, and for that reason it goes into the C tier. Not necessarily bad, but not on par with the rest. Alright, so next is Victreebell. Looks like more of a goofy design. Now the reason it looks this way is because Victreebell is full of so much acid that it has to strangle itself to keep the acid from constantly overflowing. If you've ever looked up Mega descriptions in previous games, you'd know that Mega Evolution usually comes with a cost, so Mega Victreebell does fit that theme. However, I'm only going to put it in B tier just because it doesn't change too much from this evolution, and B tier just means good, or at least meets the standards, which Mega Victreebell, it does that. Alright, so Mega Hawlucha. This was the first one revealed, which I thought was what a Mega Evolution should be. This form complements all that Hawlucha was and just made them better. Obviously, Hawlucha was already themed after a wrestler, so making Mega Hawlucha just look more bulky and flashy was the perfect move. I don't think there's much to say about this, so I'm just going to put it in A tier. Now my best friend Malamar, on the other hand, he's easily in S tier. Malamar was already a menacing Pokemon before this, and I think its Mega form just made it that much better. Mega Malamar had some of the best marketing. I absolutely loved its campaign for a new Mega reveal, which made it so much fun to see it happen. It has this evil mastermind vibe to it, and it looks so much more interesting to look at, which we all love it for. Now for the Kalos starters. Starting with Mega Chesnaught. This Pokemon becomes more tanky and uses its own body armor as weapons to fight. This is a pretty cool concept and I do like it, but I think it is a little lackluster. Putting it in the top of B tier seems about right, as it does a good job of fixing a lot of the problems I think Chesnaught had. Mega Chesnaught also makes Chesnaught look a lot more interesting, and it adds a lot of character. So, Mega Delphox. This Mega form is just fantastic. Delphox is this like fire witch Pokemon with a witch to cast attacks. Well, now it has 2 wands and flies on a broom. The design captures the psychic type of Delphox a lot more, which is awesome. Just look at its branches, it's not even holding them anymore. There's nothing more I could have asked for Mega Delphox, so this form goes into S tier. Next up on our list is the only Pokemon on here with competition, Mega Greninja. Ash Greninja has always been one of Pokemon's most famous forms, and rightfully so. This probably made making Mega Greninja pretty hard, because if it was too similar to Ash Greninja, people would have just said it was a copy. Now I do think Pokemon did good with what they had, adding some black to make it look more like a ninja and a dark type, and adding a light blue mask and water shuriken on its side looks pretty cool. The actual design of Mega Greninja is still very similar to regular Greninja, so for this reason I think it belongs in the bottom of A tier. Pretty cool, and definitely could have been S tier if Ash Greninja wasn't a thing. Like if they put the two together, easy S tier. Now for the Mega Raichus. We'll start with Mega Pikachu Y. You might have already guessed, but this thing just looks more like a Pikachu rather than a Raichu. So I think you can tell I don't really like it all that much. This is a C tier for me and almost a D tier, as not much even changed. Now Mega Raichu X at least looks more like a Raichu rather than a Pikachu, but it still feels kinda like a letdown. Like, wow, okay, it's standing on its tails now? I guess that's cool. These two designs almost feel like they were AI generated, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I do think Mega Raichu X is the better design, so I'm gonna put it at the top of C rank. Definitely feels like more could have been done for these two, for sure. But anyways, that's my final ranking. If you disagree with anything, let me know down in the comments. I would love to know what you guys think. I'll be covering Pokémon Legends ZA when it comes out, so make sure to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.